for anyone now, any teenager now going through those high school years, how important is it for them to get started in ministry, whether it be for full-time ministry service in the future or just their standard ministry service as a church attendee?
Oh yeah, no, that's a great question. It's imperative. I think it's the utmost importance for you at an early age to develop that lifestyle. It's been said in the past, a lot of times people use the statement, not everybody is called a full-time Christian service, but everybody's called to be a full-time Christian.
Yeah.
But it's a very true statement. We all as believers are called to live a life of holiness, of righteousness, and we're called to serve the local church. We're called to serve each other. We're called to love others. We're called to worship the Lord. And so, one of the most important things that we can do as a young person is to fall in love with God and the things of
Mm,
God. And as we fall in love with the things of God, it's at that time when we're growing closest to Him that His will or our purpose for our life becomes more and more clear, because God speaks to us, and sometimes He doesn't tell us everything up front. For me, He told me at a pretty early age what I was supposed to do.
mm,
Some people aren't told, some people, God doesn't reveal it to them till later in life. But we're never going to know what that is or what that next step is in our life unless we're walking with the Lord, unless we're close, unless we're in His Word, unless we're around we're around that godly counsel, unless we're serving Him. All of those things go together. So it's a commandment for us really to serve and to love each other, be involved in the church, but also just from a personal standpoint, wanting to know what is it that God would have for me. That's why it's so essential that we're walking with God each and every step. And like you said, it could be that you end up just being a local businessman, or you might be a woman in your own business, or you work at a corporate office, but you're still going to have church. You're
yeah.
still going to have the body of Christ. You're still going to have the Christian life. And if you don't develop those habits when you're young, it's going to make it 10 times harder when you're an adult. So learn it when it's easier to do it.
Yep.
Right now, a lot of young people, they have their parents that are taking them. They have those people that are pushing them, and learn to fall in love with that, because life is going to hit, and life hits like a load of bricks, and it's everything is going to come at you, and it's very difficult in those moments to trust God if you haven't been living that way.
Yeah.
So we got to develop those strong spiritual habits.